Yo, yo. What is good, family? Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to a stream, or welcome back to another video if you guys are watching this in the future. Hope you guys are having a beautiful day, or whatever the case may be whenever you are watching this video. For today's stream, I would like to cover some news that we have going on into today, which is going to be pretty volatile. I do want to cover the trade in which I took and alerted today, which ran well over 100%, was a beautiful trade. And then we will do some analysis that we can lock in on going in on tomorrow as well. So going to do a couple of things. Stay tuned and we will have an amazing stream per usual. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to let me know. I'm going to give it about a minute or so, and then we'll go ahead and hop on into it. And yeah. And then if there are any issues with audio, guys, please feel free to let me know. I hopped on the stream yesterday and I was like 15-20 minutes deep in the stream, and I realized that my mic wasn't on the whole time, and it was a complete mess, but it happens, you know what I mean? So we're back and everything should be solid. So let's go ahead and hop on into it and get started. As I mentioned earlier, we do have some pretty significant news going on into tomorrow, specifically FOMC meeting minutes. Now that's going to be at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Obviously, that's going to be the main data set that we should be on the lookout for, and realistically, the main data set that price is going to be anticipating all morning. Typically every time we have FOMC, you guys have seen this in the past as well, price is pretty choppy leading up onto that data set. Now previous to FOMC, a couple hours earlier, we actually do have another data set at 7 a.m. Pacific time, so that's going to be 30 minutes after markets open. That's going to be an orange folder, which is going to be something a bit lighter, but still something that we want to be on the lookout for. You know, if we're looking to take any type of trades or whatever the case may be, that 7 a.m. data set with an orange folder is going to be there. Now, obviously, like we covered, FOMC meeting minutes, that's going to be at 11 a.m. Pacific time. That's going to be the main data set and also the most volatile in terms of affecting price. And then obviously going on into the rest of the week, we don't have anything too crazy, but we have some data sets that will at least give price the volatility and momentum that we want to at least get some solid trades. Past couple of trades / week or so have been pretty dry in terms of, you know, certain price actions. So and a big thing to do with that too is, you know, some days we just won't have any news whatsoever, and as scary as news can be, sometimes news can be good for the market or good for a specific stock that we are trading. So that's definitely something that we want to keep in mind. Per usual, I will be in the Discord at 6 a.m. Pacific time doing a pre-market review tomorrow morning, making sure that we are locked in with analysis, know the game plan going into tomorrow, and we are locked in with all that. But other than that, as you guys can see here, that is the remaining news that we have going on into Thursday and Friday. But most importantly, I wanted to just focus on the two data sets that we have going on into tomorrow, of course, specifically being FOMC meeting minutes. Now, let's go ahead and hop on over to the charts and cover a couple of things here. Now, let me go ahead and pop up the Discord message that I had actually sent out this morning with my trade, so you guys can get a better idea of, you know, why I actually took this trade, etc. So let me pop this up here. Okay, cool. So here, obviously, every morning I sent out my pre-market analysis. You can see sending it out previous to market open, which is at 6:30. And then obviously we have SPY analysis, Tesla, and NVIDIA. Main thing I wanted to focus on here is the SPY analysis, right? We have all our major levels slash supply and demand areas here. And then you can see shortly after market open, I alerted right at 6:34 a.m. Longs were setting up nicely. I alerted my setup. You can see my stop loss was simply just a break outside of this demand area. Price retraced into this strong demand area that we had charted out very shortly after market open. So we started to get an opportunity pretty much minutes after market open, which was beautiful, right? We were in this trade for a bit longer than expected, but that's completely fine. Anyways, you can see price was holding inside this demand area very well. Also, you can see that Tesla bounced off of our demand incredibly strong and popped to the upside. But let's mainly focus on SPY. You can see shortly later after I alerted that SPY setup, price action was pretty slow, but you can see that here the trade was initially moving in my direction. Obviously profits starting to come in. Entry area was down here, and you can obviously see price is now trading up here. Here is my first main target area in which I wanted to take majority of my profits. That level was also a pre-market high area, which I'll show you guys in a little bit. You can see shortly after that level was perfectly hit, and also shortly after price continued to move beautifully to the upside, obviously continuing to make those calls profit even more. So that was a beautiful position. And then just going to the charts, you guys can see the same thing here. Beautiful trade. Market literally retraced into our demand area in which we had charted out and sent out. You can see at market open, that was this exact zone, this 529.35 area that I sent out at market open. Price retraced into this 529.35 area right here. You can see price held and rejected from this area very well. Obviously, you can see here's where I took my trade entry. Trade moved beautifully to the upside, hit my main target, and then initially I held my runners to run for the rest of the day. And then you can obviously see towards the end of the day, price continued to rip all the way to the upside, all the way to this 531.40 supply area that we had charted out as well. So the levels that we had charted out for us worked beautifully, and you can obviously see how well they worked and see how strong those buyers initially were from this level, pushing price all the way up to the upside. So that's going to be the beautiful trade recap, obviously going well over 100% on those cons, and realistically was the main move of the day. There definitely was other opportunities, but this was obviously one of the biggest. Now, price action definitely was a bit slow, but after about the first hour or so, it definitely picked up, and more opportunities definitely started to come our way, which was solid. But realistically, this was the only trade that I took today, which I'm very, very happy with. And obviously, I alerted it as well. So that's going to be that. Now let's go ahead and cover some analysis. Let me go ahead and get rid of this. Now tomorrow, I do know that we do have NVIDIA earnings, which is going to be pretty big. NVIDIA, the stock as a whole, has been, I'm sure you guys have seen, has been incredibly strong within the past couple of weeks, the past couple of months. So this earnings is definitely going to be pretty big, especially since there's been a bunch of talks and hype, I guess you could say, around the earnings as a whole as well. I know that, let me see. Yeah, you guys can just see how strong the stock is. Obviously just strong as it is, crushing all other tech stocks, all other AI stocks. But earnings, especially if they beat this earnings and it has a good performance that's going to make it go even crazier. So that's definitely something that we want to be on the lookout for. And I will be looking to possibly take some type of lotto position on Nvidia earnings going on into tomorrow, if all looks good, slash if the contracts look good as well. So that's going to be that on an Nvidia earnings. So definitely be on the lookout for that. I'll keep you guys updated. But just going to do some slight analysis here on SPY, and I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. So give me 1 second here, fam. Okay, my apologies. Okay, so looks like the areas in which I sent out during the pre-market review, obviously I'm doing pre-market review every single morning in the Discord, those areas have not been invalidated. So all of those areas in which we had drawn out are still intact, still very strong, and still obviously active, as we can see. So let me go ahead, switch to the 30-minute time frame, get a bit of a bigger overview on things, and then let's see. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we can obviously see that's 531.40 supply area, still intact, still working beautifully. We'll obviously get a better idea of what it looks like going on into tomorrow morning, and obviously pre-market price action will tell us a lot more as well going on into tomorrow morning. But for now, this area is still intact. It's also pretty much the highest point in which SPY has been trading at recently as well. So this 531.50 slash 532 area as a whole on SPY is incredibly strong. You can see price has failed to break above that area multiple times. So tomorrow definitely could be a possibility to continue up higher, especially with FOMC minutes, but obviously only time can tell. So that's going to be that. We do have this 529.35 area as well, in which I sent out. This is the exact demand area in which I actually traded off of this morning and alerted the trade. So those areas are still going to be intact as well. Same with this 527.65. Now, I'm not just drawing out these boxes for no reason, guys. There's obviously large amounts of buying orders placed at these areas, right? Large amounts of demand, meaning lots of people buying at these areas. Obviously, we want to mark out those areas, and vice versa with supply, right? So we're not just marking these areas out for no reason. We're trading and looking at these areas for a specific reason. So 527.65 as well. So all of these areas are still going to be intact. I'll go ahead and I'll send it out to the Discord main chat so you guys can get a better look at it if you would like to utilize these areas going on into tomorrow, or even just screenshot from here. But obviously that's going to be that. So let me go ahead and copy the charts here. And then it looks like there's also demand down here, but okay. Okay, everything we have now is perfect. Of course, I'll be in the Discord tomorrow morning, making sure that we have our updated analysis and we have the best updated game plan going into tomorrow. But for now, everything looks perfect. So let me go ahead and go here and then so that's going to be that. And then similar thing here with Tesla as well. You guys can see This 180, 130 area got invalidated. That looks like, okay, so let's go ahead and get rid of this. But you guys can see this 172.70 demand, in which was alerted this morning during pre-market. You guys can see how well that area worked out. Pretty much we got something very similar to how SPY did. We got a retracement into this demand, pretty much the second market opened, and we got that strong move to the upside. So beautiful move on Tesla off that demand, obviously. And then this one, this supply up here getting invalidated. So that's going to be that. Let's get rid of that because obviously there's no need to trade that. Looks like this actually was supply then turned to demand. So I'll go ahead and I'll mark out this 30-minute area. And then here's our new demand for Tesla. I'll switch over to the 5-minute, get an extra confirmation, match it up. Perfect, so we can match it here on the 5-minute. Perfect. Okay, cool. So we got a 5-minute / 30-minute demand zone match, which looks good. And then in terms of supply, let me see. It looks like these are some pretty strong highs for Tesla as well. But there is some supply right here, and which also presented Tesla with that reversal. So let's go ahead and mark that out. Okay, cool. So there's our supply. And pretty much the same thing here. Okay, cool. So now we have a new supply and Tesla for demand as well. And I'll definitely be on the lookout for NVIDIA as well tomorrow morning, especially with the stock anticipating earnings. Earnings is going to be tomorrow after market close. That's going to be that. So let me label these zones out here, send them out to the Discord, and I'll go ahead and I'll wrap up the stream. This is going to be 180.90 demand. And then up here is going to be 187.10 supply. So there's that. And then we'll go here, Tesla. Perfect. So there's that. That is going to be the SPY and the Tesla analysis / trade recap / review on the news that we have going on into tomorrow. As I've mentioned, family, I will be in the Discord tomorrow at 6 a.m. Pacific time, making sure that we have the best, most updated game plan going into tomorrow. Other than that, hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and I will see you all next time. Much love.